I was wondering where you were. What flavor did you get?
I call it caramel. You said caramel.
Caramel? I'm gonna start calling you Joe Biden. Everywhere you go, you want ice cream. Last time aboard Freedom, we left Hornby Island, also known as the Hawaii of Canada, and continued south to Newcastle Island, a new destination for us and one of our final stops on our nearly 3-week adventure in British Columbia. We explored what felt like every inch of the island. Sean saved the day on the dock, we dinghied to none other than the Dinghy Dock restaurant, and made a quick trip into Nanaimo before continuing on the next day. If you missed any of that, be sure to check it out. Now that we've made it through the Dodd Narrows just before slack tide, we're headed to Montague Harbor, another popular spot for cruisers. Located on the southwest side of Galiano Island, one of BC's southernmost Gulf islands, Montague Harbor offers boaters great protection from bad weather, a marina with fuel and a general store, nearby restaurants and spas, a plethora of hiking trails, and excellent crabbing and fishing if that's your thing. Well, it is quite busy in here. By far the busiest anchorage we've seen. Wow. It's a little tricky to find a good spot to anchor. There's a lot of mooring balls. But I'm thinking somewhere maybe over there. We ended up just anchoring where we were. No need to go farther in. It's relatively shallow here. We're in 40 feet of water, so it's great. Sean is getting the dinghy down. The pups are gonna have dinner, and then we're gonna go hopefully check out this bus, the magic bus ride to the Hummingbird bar. It just looks pretty cool. The driver's name, what's his name? I forgot his name already from their website, but it should be a fun experience.
Martha, are you hungry, sweet cake? Oh, yeah. Are you hungry? Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
One of the area's most popular attractions for boaters is the Hummingbird Bus that takes visitors from the marina to the Hummingbird pub, with a lot of fun entertainment and music along the way. Sadly, however, the bus wasn't running during our stay here. The word on the street, or in the anchorage, was that some folks had a little too much fun during and after their bus ride, creating a little bit of an issue. And I'll leave the rest to your imagination. So we opted for a night in with more of Sean's secret chicken and a sunset dinghy ride to a super yacht. who needs a bus ride when you can stalk a super yacht like After 8? This 152-foot beauty can accommodate 10 guests and has a dedicated crew of 12. Despite her cruising speed of 18 knots and having a fuel range of over 4,000 nautical miles, After 8 seems to prefer cruising close to home here in British Columbia, something we appreciate since we seem to run into her almost every time we're out cruising in these waters. Seeing her up close never gets old. And according to the internet, this large lady is valued at over $25 million US, with annual running costs of around $2 million. So if you have kids, tell them to skip on that college debt and buy a car dealership, or 2 or 3 or 4. Apparently, that's a very good investment. All-American breakfast.
Chips. Yeah. Potatoes, onions, eggs. Just using up what we got laying around. Voila.
An all-American / Canadian breakfast.
Time to go out to the outer veranda and dine al fresco.
Good breaky.
I should open up a breakfast shop.
Freedom Cafe.
Delicious.
So, you gotta do dookie. You gonna be a good boy and use your patch, or you gonna have to wait until we go to the park?
I'm thinking he's waiting.
Yeah. Now he knows if he waits, he gets to go to the park. Before we leave Montague Harbor after less than a day, we're going to check out the campsites and hiking trails just up from the nearby public dock. We're not campers, but man, are these some of the nicest campsites with some of the cleanest campsite amenities we've ever seen. So check out these campsites. We have a nice private property here. Picnic table, a fire ring, and a platform for your tent, or you can make that into a patio. How cool is this? And a gorgeous water view. The short and easy 2-mile waterfront trail was also a great way to start yet another beautiful cruising day here in beautiful British Columbia. It's that time again. We are pulling up our anchor and heading to our next stop. Today we just have about an hour cruise to Ganges on Salt Spring Island, and if you'll remember, we've been there before, just not when it's been 85 and sunny. So it should be a nice ride. It's just an hour cruise. We're gonna have probably a beam sea, not quite a following sea. We've been having some pretty big gusts of wind. It's about 12 knots right now. And I think once we get out into the open water, it'll be a little more gusty. And I would definitely recommend Montague over Newcastle Island by Nanaimo. There was something about Nanaimo we just don't like. When we went into Nanaimo, it was very sketch, not great, didn't seem safe at all. So if you had to choose one anchorage, Newcastle by Nanaimo or Montague Harbor here off of Galliano Island, I would definitely come to Montague, FYI. We have about 120 feet of chain out, and Sean's been spending quite a lot of time hosing it down. I think it's there's a lot of mud coming up on it, so we'll definitely be in need of water when we get to our next stop. Located only 6 nautical miles southwest from Montague Harbor, Salt Spring Island is the largest, most populous, and most frequently visited of BC's Gulf Island archipelago. And Ganges Harbor is by far one of, if not the most visited Gulf Island destination by boaters during the summer months. Ganges is also home to a famous Saturday farmers market that we've been hearing about for nearly a decade, so that's surely going to be one of our to-do list items over the next couple of days. Straight ahead is the Ganges Marina. That's more centrally located. They were all booked up. There's some big boating rendezvous happening this weekend. That would have been cool though to be there with that big yacht. Well, we are gonna go to Salt Spring Marina, which is all the way back. Got lots of boats in the harbor. I think a lot of these are liveaboards from what we've heard. So we're ready to head out to the farmer's market. I'm just gonna run the dogs out for a quick potty break, and then we'll make the quick 10-minute walk up into lower Ganges. So I'm excited to see what it has to offer, all the goodies and treats and fruits and vegetables and flowers. We've heard this is just the best farmer's market. So after the farmer's market, we're gonna hop on the hop off tour bus to visit 5 really interesting places on the south end of the island. So it should be a really fun day. Are you as excited as I am?
Oh yeah.
For a farmer's market?
Oh, it's like my favorite place.
I'm sure. Second to West Marine, right?
That's right. Well, you go to the farmer's market, I'll go to the hardware store.
Okay, that's a good deal. Then I won't feel rushed.
I won't rush you. Too much. The market was definitely as busy as we expected it to be, but unfortunately, it wasn't what we hoped it would be.
Maybe that's why it's actually called the Salt Spring Saturday Market and not the Salt Spring Farmers Market. We didn't find any local organic fruits, veggies, or meats, no flowers, which was kind of odd, and only a few tasty-looking treats. The market was primarily jewelry, arts and crafts, pottery, lots of really nice pottery, soaps, specialty items like jams, hot sauce, and moonshine, and a lot of other interesting handcrafted items.
Want to start a health journey? Starting right over here. We have an in-house nutritionist over here, folks. That's all kinds of tips for you to get through the summer, to look better, feel better, have better skin, better nails, better hair.
If you enjoy funky trinkets and people watching and delicious apple fritters, then you should definitely make a trip to the Salt Spring Saturday Market. Check it out. Guess who's there? After 8. I told you, everywhere we go, we run into After 8. Early. Hopefully we're going to get on one that's an hour earlier than originally planned.
Good, how are you?
Cool.
And that's why I thought I would just turn up on the off chance someone was trying to book it.
Hey,
So that worked out awesome.
Kick ass, we got the bus to ourselves.
Yeah, totally. You basically get on and off at any of the locations or all of the locations that you want. You're at each location for 1 hour. It takes 1 hour for us to do a 28-kilometer loop. And so from here, I head on out. Salt Spring Island Cheese is the first stop. There'll be a group waiting for me when we get there at 20 after 12. That's the longest haul. It's 20 minutes from here to the cheesery. Everything else is about 10 minutes and 5 minutes. Pretty close.
Okay.
So we head out down to the south end of the island. That's where all the things are, mainly. So Salt Spring Island Cheese is like the #1 attraction on TripAdvisor. So it is a good location to go to if you're interested in trying a bunch of really good goat cheese.
Thanks to the flyer at the marina office, we learn of the Hop On, Hop Off bus that picks up island visitors near the market and takes us on a scenic and unique 5-hour tour of the south end of the island. Our first stop today is Salt Spring Island Cheese, an entirely family-owned and operated company that specializes in hand-packaged artisan goat cheese made right here on this farm. When you arrive, you'll not only get unlimited samples of the best goat cheese you'll ever try, but you can also wander around the farm and meet the animals that make all of this possible. Dreamy goats and chickens. Here's the goat farm. All these little babies are going to be making some milk for that delicious cheese. Oh my gosh. Hi. Hi, sweetie. I was wondering where you were. What flavor did you get?
I call it caramel. You said caramel.
Caramel? I'm gonna start calling you Joe Biden. Everywhere you go, you want ice cream. wonder what he or she's trying to say. I know. I think what these cute goats are trying to say is that it's time to hop back on the bus and head to our next stop. We opted to skip the lavender farm and instead headed straight to the Salt Spring Brewing Company. A so-called hidden gem in the woods of Salt Spring Island, this craft brewery has been brewing up small batches of unpasteurized, preservative, and chemical-free beer since 1998. Using fresh water piped straight from their mountain spring into the brew house. If that doesn't turn you on to coming here, they also have some of the most fun card games at each table. We got Speedy Words. We've never heard of it, but it was so much fun. It's a quick game for quick minds. Perfect for when you're on a time schedule and when your partner is the one drinking. Next up on our island tour is the Gary Oaks Estate Winery. My oh my, is this property stunning, like the Tuscany of British Columbia, or what we would imagine Tuscany to be. The wine tasting can only be done indoors around the bar, so once we finished our flight of wines, which were pretty good, we took our charcuterie box outside and enjoyed the sights. I have to say the property here is absolutely gorgeous. The wine, it was okay. Unfortunately, you can't buy wine by the glass. You just have to buy the whole bottle. So we just stuck to our tasting flight and our charcuterie box, and we're good to go. But the sights make this worth it. It's absolutely gorgeous here. What you looking for? Grapes? I think they're quite young. I think they need some time. Did those look ripe? Aren't they harvested in the fall? Yeah. I wonder what they'll be like in October. Yeah. Our final stop on today's tour is none other than the Salt Spring Apple Company and Cider Works, the very place that whips up those delicious apple fritters from the market. With over 400 varieties of organic apples grown right here in their modest orchard overlooking Ganges Harbor, Cider Works makes all of their ciders with little intervention, never adding sugar, and allowing their distinctive apples to express themselves, whatever that means. As someone who never drinks alcoholic cider, I can honestly say that these are pretty tasty and definitely worth a try. All right, bucket 3.
It's called the Serious.
Oh, serious.
It'll be very serious. Traditional cider. Varieties are varieties plus crab apples. Amber colored, full bodied, dry and complex.
That's your cider face. All 3 of them, you've made the same face.
Uh-huh.
The,
I don't know what to think of it.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed coming along with us to Montague Harbor and seeing a little more of Salt Spring Island, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell so you won't miss the final leg of our summer cruising here in British Columbia. We'll see you next time!